They say that going to work is easier than going on a holiday. Now you might be thinking, yeah, right. Well, the idea is very simple. Take a look at this. Going to work is very simple. It's like going on an autopilot. Every day you gotta go to work, you do the things that you're expected to do, you take on tasks that you've seen before, you know that the activities have come around as well, and at the end of the month, you'll get paid for your services. And yes, I get it, not every day will be exactly the same. We get that. But in general, hey, the tasks are in a certain category and you already know this is expected from me. So yes, work is kind of similar. So yes, work is like something that can be done on autopilot. Now as for going on a holiday, now I don't know about you, but the thing is, some people are like, I want to plan this, I want to do that, I want to see this, I would like to spend my time this, and I want to check this out. Yes, there are a lot of people who say, you know what, let's plan everything. And not one day is going to be the same as the other day previously. Now this could be a person, or you could be the person on a holiday saying like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm on a holiday, I'm not going to plan anything, and we'll just see what happens. Now, no matter what kind of a person you are, going on a holiday, I'll tell you this, a holiday is not an autopilot function. And this behavior is closely related to investing your money on the stock market as well. Like, are you someone who researches, plans, looks up all the history of their stocks, and then based on previous results, you gotta make a decision? Or are you that person who says, we'll just see what happens, and based on what happens, we'll just make a decision? Now, as for investing, your behavior needs to be very specific on the stock market, because in the end, we're talking about money, and you want your money to be working very hard, and if possible, passively. And of course, that's the thing that we're going to discuss today in this video. And of course, if you stay until the end, I'll even show you how I invest completely passively and yet have a little bit of autopilot function and yet be present at all times when necessary. Okay, let's go into it. Hey, what's up you guys? Lukas here from excelwealth.com. Great that you joined in today, because in today's video, I actually want to go with you on how you can be investing your money on the stock market on autopilot. Now, is that even possible? Okay, but before we go into the video, of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because that's the way how we can grow our community together. And of course, if you haven't checked out my book yet, my latest book on how to invest 2 minutes on the stock market and make money as well. It's actually a book on how I actually got started in my teens with just $25 in my pocket and how I actually created my own wealth in stocks and of course later on in real estate. Be sure to click the link down below in the description to get your own copy right now. And okay, let's get into the video. Now, step number one, if you want to be investing on the stock market on an autopilot, then the first thing is, of course, that you need a strategy. Now, strategies are nice. The reason why you need a strategy is just like the holiday example. The moment you want to go on a holiday, you don't just want to book a flight and just say, you know what, let's just go randomly on the map and then just go there with your swimming shorts to Alaska. It's not going to work out. So yes, you need a certain strategy. You need a certain plan on how are we going to spend our time? Because in the end, when you go on a holiday, you don't want to waste your time. Even if you just lie next to the pool and just stay there for 3 days, you've already planned to do that. So yes, you don't want to be wasting your time on a holiday. As for investing, you don't want to be wasting your money on the stock market. You want to have a certain plan. You already know, how am I going to spend my money on the stock market? You should have a certain strategy. That is very important. Now, I don't have to tell you that. Everybody already knows that. But the thing is, what does your strategy do? Now, having a certain strategy, great. Now, what does your strategy specifically achieve? What is the promise from that strategy to you as user? Now, that is very important. Now, having a certain strategy is great, because it could be saying like, now I'll be investing my money every month in the stock market. Great for you, but what does it do? What's the whole goal behind it? What's the whole idea of doing it this way? Now, the interesting thing is this. I've seen a lot of beginner investors who just invest using a certain strategy, but if I ask them for the bigger goal, they just look at me like I'm speaking Chinese to them or something. Like, as if they've never heard that question before. So, my question to you is, the strategy that you're applying right now, what is the bigger goal behind it? Now, don't tell me it is making money for the long term. No, that's not the bigger goal. Making money is just what happens afterwards the moment you apply it. That's a result. That's not a goal. So yeah, you gotta think about what is the bigger goal behind using this certain strategy. That's one thing so few people think about. So, what is the bigger goal? Now the second step is, can we use an autopilot function while investing, of course? And the answer is, yes, we can. So yes, we can use an autopilot function while investing. Now, one of those methods are, of course, the dollar cost averaging. Now, instead of actually paying lump sum, which is actually one amount at one time and just leave the money there and wait it out for a longer time, that's lump sum. So yes, there is a method that actually helps us invest automatically each month again, for example. This is called the dollar cost averaging. Now, every month you put in a fixed amount and you just buy in the amount of stocks that you can buy using that fixed amount. Instead of just investing one fixed amount for one time, you actually invest every month. And yes, that'll average out the peaks and the bottoms. And is that a method that will help you on the long run? Well, you could. But there is a better way, just instead of just saying, you know what, I'm going to invest systematically. It's actually the name. But there's a better way than just investing on autopilot, saying like, you know what, I'm going to invest $1,000 every month again. And that's what I'm doing. Every month again, I'm investing $1,000. Yes, it's a better idea than investing $10,000 all of a sudden in one moment. Because if the market crashes, then you lost 10,000. Now, if the market crashes, you lost 1,000. But since the market crashed and you're buying into that one using $1,000 again, you'll have more shares. So yes, the idea on the long run may be better. But the thing is, so what? Again, what is the goal behind this method? If you don't know why you're applying this method, if you don't know what the advantages are to this method, again, it's just a complete waste of your time again. And a complete waste of your money. You're just doing something because somebody else told you it's a great idea. But if you don't know what the greater goal is behind it, I'm sorry, it's just a waste of your time. So to come back to the question, can you invest on autopilot? The actual answer is no. Because if you're completely investing on autopilot and you have no goal behind it, why not just invest using the lump sum, you know? Put in $10,000 now, today, in the S&P 500. Let it just sit there for 30 years and then take it out. There's no difference in using the dollar cost averaging method compared to the lump sum the moment you do this and leave it in for 30 years. There's no difference to it. So is there an autopilot function? Then no. This is why it's so important. The moment you apply a certain strategy, ask yourself a few questions. When do I invest it? Why? How do I invest it? Why? What do I invest in? And yes, why? If you don't know what you're doing, in the end, there's no difference between having an autopilot or having no autopilot function. There's no difference anymore. Since you stayed until the end of this video, I want to share with you how can you be making passive income using an autopilot function. Now, as I gave you the questions, you got to think about these. The best and simple way to investing is that you have to set certain standards to investing. You need to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Those are the two first things that you need to have clear the moment you start investing. The moment you have that, the moment you have your clarity on that, good, let's get to it. Then your standard should just be, okay, what am I investing in? And when do I invest? How much do I invest? Is it a fixed amount? Is it a variable amount? How often do I invest? How much do I invest? And can I buy more when I have more income, for example? Can I buy less when the income that I have is less as well? Is it okay if I buy more into this month? Or is it okay if I buy a different stock this month the moment I have more money left. So what strategy should I apply? Each question should be very specifically to be answered with yes or no, and okay, let's do this. So if it's not clear, your question should be very clear. The moment the questions are very clear, I can help you as well. I can explain to you if the choice is good and why, or if the choice is not so good and also why. This is why it's so important to narrow down each question again in your standards of your strategy. The moment you have very specific answers to your investing questions, well, the only thing is, it's just a checklist. Every time you look, you can say, hey, they actually apply. And all the checklists are okay, 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 okay. Well, let's just go. And if you want to know more on how to get all these checklists done and going, you got to be checking out my book. You got to check out my book, because in my book, I actually check my stocks on a few requirements that always have either yes or no. It's very simple and it's totally emotionless, because in the end, it's either yes it is or no it's not. And the moment you follow that checklist, you'll know what the outcome is. Either you buy or you don't buy, or you sell or you don't sell. And that is the outcome that you want to have in your strategy as well. To have the best outcome and to say, hey, I'm investing on autopilot and I don't have to make any emotional choices again. And this is what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button, because that's the way how we can influence YouTube's algorithm saying, Lucas got a great video. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because there's a reason why we have a red subscribe button down over here. So be sure to hit that one as well. And of course, if you want to be notified every time a new video comes out, be sure to click the notification bell as well. Then every time a new video comes out, it's like, Lucas got a new video, be sure to watch it now. And of course, if you haven't checked out my latest book yet, be sure to click the link down below in the description box so that you can get your own copy right now. And yes, I'm normally not trying to sell you anything, but currently it's on special sale. An ebook version of my book is only $5, so be sure to check that out as well. I thank you very much for watching today's video. I wish you best of luck on investing, and of course, happy investing, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.